UCFB is the Oxford of sports education. I saw an advert for UCFB and their motto, learn, achieve and inspire, is something that I had in abundance. I learnt so much, I achieved so much, and they inspired me to do some of the things I'm doing today. I was not a public speaker, but because of UCFB, I now am. Coming up on stage, getting my graduation certificate, shaking hands with the people ahead of UCFB, it's all there for the taking, it really is. And to go through it with my classmates, it was delayed by a year, but to finally get that graduation, it's what you work for. And there'll be challenging moments whilst you're studying here. Like I'm sure right now some of you are in sixth form, college, maybe on a gap year, maybe you're a little bit older. But wherever you are, you know that if you persist with something, you will get there in the end and you'll have your glory. They say 80% of success is turning up, and you're here. And that's why I commend you for that. And that's why I want to say to you, dare to dream. You're here, you've got a dream. And if you want to take that dream further, UCFB will give you the right platform, you'll be in safe hands. Thanks, Simon. Thank you. So I was actually asked to come and do a couple of open day talks last month, and then I was asked to come back this month, and I really was excited to come back. I'm going to get straight into it because I've only got a short 10 minutes to talk to you. But first of all, I just want to acknowledge the fact that you're here, because I read a stat last month that said 27% of the UK have a degree, which means you're on the path to potentially be in the minority. And why do you want to be in the minority? Because I sincerely believe that it's the few that change the world. It's the few that make moves in the sporting industry, and you're going to be part of the few. So before I get into my talk, listen, everything I show you today, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to say, look at what I did. I'm trying to inspire you. That's my only goal today. So before I get into the slides, I just want to quickly get a sense. Can you put your hand up if you've been to this stadium before for an event, for a concert, for a match? Quick show of hands. So quite a lot of you, wonderful. So welcome back. So I say that because what an opportunity. 10 years ago, this university did not exist in this way. And I was watching a documentary recently, David Beckham, Save Our Squad. Some of you may have seen it. And he takes the boys to Wembley Stadium and he says, what an opportunity. That's how you should be. You should be inspired to be in Wembley Stadium where your heroes have performed. People like Freddie Mercury, Queen, football matches, some of the legends have performed here, and you've got the chance to potentially study here. So I think the good thing about me coming in is I've got direct experience having done a degree here, and 5.5 years ago I was sat exactly where you were sat, in the stadium, not too sure of myself, but I had one thing which I believe every one of you have here. I didn't have the skills, I didn't have the confidence. I was sitting here thinking I'd love to be able to do a talk like that, but didn't have the know-how, any confidence like that. But I had one thing. I had the dream. I had the intention. And listen, I'm not a Tottenham fan, but one of the quotes I like that they sort of embody and believe, which is dare to dream. And that's what I want to say to you, dare to dream. You're here, you've got a dream. And if you want to take that dream further, UCFB will give you the right platform, you'll be in safe hands. Now, a little bit about myself. I'm sorry to disappoint some of you. I don't know if there are any West Ham fans out there. I know I might be disappointing some of the Arsenal, Tottenham or the rest of the football clubs out there. I am a keen goalkeeper as well to a semi-professional level, so I am a football fan in general as well, just to let you know that. But listen, I saw an advert for UCFB and their motto, learn, achieve and inspire, is something that I had in abundance. I learnt so much, I achieved so much, and they inspired me to do some of the things I'm doing today. These photos, this is not where I started. Whether it's working with a camera, presenting. I was the person who was at school who would go bright red in the face, and I would go to the toilet to miss an assembly because I was that scared of getting up and doing a talk. So I made it a mission to find the best people, to go to the best places, and that's what it can lead to, because I was not a public speaker, but because of UCFB, I now am. That's a talk, a little bit blurry, but about 6-7 years ago, one of my first proper talks, and it almost killed me to get up there and do it, but I did it. And like coming here, it might be a little bit daunting coming here today, but you've shown up. They say 80% of success is turning up, and you're here, and that's why I commend you for that. Hopefully this video is going to play, it will. I had some incredible opportunities. This didn't necessarily come in first year, more like second and third year. Working at clubs like Barnet Football Club. This is not Sunday League football clubs, this is not small football clubs, this is National League clubs being able to do behind the scenes, documentaries, work with the managers, get into the dressing room. You know, and that didn't come easy. I had to have a bit of front, a bit of confidence. Going to Queen's Park Rangers, doing some presenting, doing different TV work, behind the camera, in front of the camera. It's opportunities that you wouldn't get normally unless you're working for a BBC Sport or a BT Sport. And look, you might not be into broadcasting media, you might be here for sports psychology, sports law, coaching, but whatever it is, I just want to show to you what can be done. And working at some of these clubs, absolutely incredible. And I was often told I had a good upbringing, I went to a good school, and I was told, you know, you want to be aiming high, you want to be studying something like a psychology, or you want to go to like an Oxford or a Cambridge or a Loughborough. But let me tell you this from first-hand experience. UCFB is the Oxford of sports education. I hand on heart believe that. And the next point I wanted to make is networking. Now, some of these people on the screen you may recognise, and the point I wanted to make is not all of these people I met directly through UCFB, some of them indirectly, but the same week I met Harry Redknapp as a guest speaker was the same week I got to meet someone like Ollie Murs, because I had that confidence. And it might not be that you're trying to get, you know, everything out of them. It might just be a little selfie for LinkedIn. It might be a little bit of advice. They may give you an opportunity if you have that confidence to go up and talk to them, and UCFB will give you that on a continual basis. Because I once heard a quote and it said, listen, most of your success will be determined by the people you've not yet met. And most of the people I now use in my life came once I started studying at UCFB. You think you've met some of the greatest people in your life, you're going to meet some incredible people even still. Jack Collison, some of you may recognise him. This actually led to my third-year project of going out to Atlanta and doing a documentary called The American Football Dream. I called it that. I know there's the debate about football and soccer. I stood firm and said I'm going to call it The American Football Dream. I know they had that debate last week. But some little bit of an insight into the documentary. Going out to America by myself at 20 years old was a bit daunting, but I never would have dreamed that when I was at an open day or a first year. But gradually I started to believe it and the opportunity came up. You can go and check it out. It is on YouTube. It's there to go and watch. It's only a short documentary, about 20 minutes. But top guy, and it rubs off. The professionalism, the inspiration I took from him, and that's the sort of thing that it can lead to, especially if you're into your broadcasting and media. This is probably the proudest achievement of my life to date at 23 years old. Last year I had the chance to lift the trophy at Wembley Stadium, which every single one of you, if you pick a degree here, will have that chance to study and do a degree and win a trophy. And listen, it's not about the trophy. To me, it's not about the degree. I didn't even know that you could get a trophy, win the award programme. But if that doesn't inspire you, because I've had the dream of playing professional football, to play at Wembley Stadium, to maybe lift a trophy, and UCFB can give you that opportunity if maybe those original dreams don't quite turn out, because you can always find an alternative. And coming here last year, coming up on stage, getting my graduation certificate, shaking hands with the people ahead of UCFB, it's all there for the taking, it really is. And to go through it with my classmates, it was delayed by a year, but to finally get that graduation, it's what you work for. And there'll be challenging moments whilst you're studying here. Like I'm sure right now some of you are in sixth form, college, maybe on a gap year, maybe you're a little bit older. But wherever you are, you know that if you persist with something, you will get there in the end and you'll have your glory. I came here with my parents for an open day. They're right with me to the end, supports me all the way. I can't thank them enough. They actually came to the last open day. But incredibly proud moment. And I couldn't have done it without them. That's why, you know, you only learn later in life how much your parents have an impact. But if I can tell you that now, it's a big deal. And if you're here with your parents today, you know, they support you so much. So do be appreciative of that. My lecturers, Robin Bailey, Mick Kelly, programme leader, couldn't have done it without them. Owen Williams, Joe Johnston, and this guy, Sam Smith. Not that one, this one, Sam Smith. So he's in the broadcasting department and he's a really good guy. I've actually come back to work part-time here, going really well, helping the students, doing talks like this, because I want to give back. I want to be able to give my insight, inspire a little bit. And I am tight on time, so I'm going to just rush through this, but this point I wanted to make is my degree, sports business and broadcasting, because some people think in life you have to go and graduate and do one thing. I'm telling you, you don't have to just go and do one thing. You might work part-time in the sports industry, and then you might also set up your own business. It's not an advert, don't worry, it's just to say, look, I run a juice company back in Essex and it's going well, it's another hobby of mine and it works really well. So if you've got ideas outside of sport, you could do that as well. But obviously nutrition, sports science, it kind of links in a little bit as well. Final couple of things, we've talked about the summits. Atlanta, I got to go to Atlanta again in September. Really, really good opportunity. You can go to New York, Miami, and to be fair, really affordable as well. To go out there and immerse yourself in American sport, watch the matches, meet people, incredible. And to meet new friends, people who are currently studying, obviously I've graduated, but to meet people who are just about to graduate. Mark Clement, a BBC presenter, I saw him the week I came back on TV in a gym, and I was like, isn't that incredible that I got to meet him, sit down with him, connect with him on LinkedIn, get a photo, and now he comes here and does public speaking masterclasses. What an incredible ordeal to actually have met someone like him. To lift another trophy, the MLS trophy, to get to hold that, really good moment. Like I said, I'm back here working this year, just for the short term as a part-time media consultant, because I can give so much insight to this first year, second years with the documentaries, and like I said, to come and do talks like this. I'm not just here to do a talk, I will be at the back if you want to grab me, because some people might have specific questions, if you want to connect to me on social media, things like that. But I will leave you with this, and this is the main thought I want you to walk away with today. Where could you, specifically, be in 1 year, or 2 years, or 5 years from now, if you make the decision to come and study here today? Because this is what I believe, and I'll finish with this. Life is what you dare to make it. So why not decide today to come and study at a place like this just like I did? Because anything really is possible for you in life. I never thought something like COVID would happen just after I graduated and we'd be in a lockdown. I never thought someone like a Graham Potter would be manager of Chelsea, having managed a university team 8-10 years ago. So why can't the same be the same for your life and career? So if you want to grab me, I will be at the back. If you did want to take a picture of that, there is my YouTube, LinkedIn. You can go and check some stuff out, ask me a question after today if you don't want to come up to me or whatever. But I'll leave you with that. Remember, life is what you dare to make it. I wish you all the success in your career, and I thank you for listening to me today. Thank you.